Well, hello, y'all. It's Amber.
And Heather.
And we are here for a little tool talk. Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, dun.
Are you ready to level up? Are you, Heather?
Oh boy, I was born ready.
Talking about after we talked about not being born with it.
I was born to level up, though.
You were born to level up.
Yes.
So this was something that we were chatting about. We
chat.
We chat a lot. Heather and I toss around ideas, and she has to spend a lot of time with me. Bless her soul.
So now we're bringing you into our little circle of talk.
Yes, where our brains go is what we're doing.
Yes.
So today we are going to talk about leveling up, and we are going to give you 4 tips to help you if you are ready to level up. Now, this can be, used in any aspect in your life. We are going to focus it a little bit more on your fitness journey.
Yes.
But you could jot down these tips and incorporate it into anything that you wanted to do. So Heather has a question for you.
Are you satisfied with where you are now?
Yes, in your journey.
Mm-hmm.
So when we ask you that question, think about it. Are you? And you may have different aspects of your journey and your life that you're thinking of. So go through some of them, but let's focus on your fitness journey right now.
But if you're not satisfied, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. So let's talk about that. It's time to level up.
It is.
And when this happens, you have got to make some decisions, and you've got to take some time to go through some steps.
Absolutely.
So of those steps, of course, we're going to start out with goal mapping.
Goal mapping.
Yes. So what do you want to do? Now, in the realm of fitness, when you think about where you are, we don't know where you are,
right?
Yes. I'll use myself as an example. One thing that I've been working on is being more consistent with my workouts. And although I have been very consistent over the past several years,
yes,
I really needed to level up my workouts a little bit. I'd gotten a little lazy. I'd go, but I'd just kind of, flop through it and wouldn't challenge myself and things like that. So currently, I am trying to make sure that I work out, strength train 4 days a week, and that I am consistently increasing my weights and challenging my body with harder, I say harder workouts, meaning harder weight-wise, because that's what my focus is. So when you are goal mapping, you have to look at different parts of the goals. So Heather, what's the first thing we need to map out?
So I think that the first goal should be a long-term goal.
Okay.
So you need to set, and so she's talking about fitness, I'm going to talk about running. So, because that's our areas of comfort, so you need to have like a long-term goal. Like, I want to run a 50K in December, right? That is my long-term goal. And it needs to be pretty set in stone, and it needs to be something. So it's from where I am right now, that seems very unattainable, a very lofty goal, as some people would say, and I have been laughed at in my face about being able to do that. But to achieve that long-term goal, I am going to have several short-term goals along the way.
Right.
So you need to be able to have that one that seems just a little bit cray-cray, but you're going to have some that that you're going to be able to achieve. And even if you don't, then you're going to figure out what happened. It's okay that you don't achieve every goal.
Right.
Right? It's important to have them, but it's also important to know when to just reset them. Right? So you need to have those short-term ones to be able to achieve, like I'm going to do a half marathon soon, and I'm going to start a training plan and goals each week to reach as I continue on the journey through the next several months. So your long-term goal and then short-term goals.
Right.
Yes.
Then from there, you need to check your goals, and they need to be measurable.
Absolutely.
And they need to be specific.
Yes.
So let's start, since you were just talking about running, let's start with you first. So your long-term goal is the 50 miles.
50K.
Or 50K, sorry. You're like, whoa, Amber.
That is a goal for another day.
Yes. So 50K is how many miles?
So 50K is 31 miles.
All right. So it's over a marathon, y'all, just so you know.
Yes.
So a little over 30, you said 31 miles.
Yes.
All right. So short-term goal. So right now we know that today
Yes.
you ran.
I ran 10 miles without walking.
Yes.
Right. So I'm an interval when it comes to long distances. I've worked through the process of being able to, number one, think that I could do it. And then number two, try it. So, I've been able to get up to 10 miles. So that's a short-term goal for me. Mm-hmm. And then next Saturday, I have a half marathon. So my next short-term goal is to be able to run a half marathon with no walking. Now, don't think that I'm going to try to run the entire 50K, but I have these short-term goals that are challenging.
Yes.
Right? And so I know that if I can complete these smaller short-term goals that are challenging, that is going to set me up for better success to reach my long-term goal, which is just to complete the 50K, right?
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. And then to look at mine, so mine is more weight training, strength based. So I need to have something that I can measure. So currently right now I can't do a pull up. All right. So I could say, all right, I want to at least be able to do one pull up, a strict one, completely all my body strength pulling me up, chin above the bar, and then controlling myself back down.
Right.
So that is a specific goal. It's measurable. I know whether I can do it. You can film me so I can look at my form, or Heather can tell me if my form's right. And we are doing pretty heavy on the leg press lately.
Yes.
So I know what was our last weight when we did it. What did we get up to? It was
It was
270.
Yes.
Okay, so we were or 250, something like that. Yeah. Now that's in addition to the plate, or to the sled. Yes. So it actually is closer to like 300, somewhere around there. So anyway, and so I could say, all right, I want to be able to leg press at least 4 reps at 375 pounds, something like that. Now, am I going to go in the gym and do 375 pounds tomorrow? No, I'm going to have to build up to that. So my long-term goal might be the 375 for 4 reps on the leg press, but what are those short-term goals?
Yes.
I've got to be able to slowly increase that weight. I need to be doing more repetitions. I don't need to do the weight at just 4 reps. So those are things that I would do. So we need to map out those goals, long and short term, and make sure we've got some measurable and specific goals in there. Not, I want to work out more.
No, we don't need generalization
here. That's way too much. Or way too broad.
Yes.
And so what is more? Well, I know that before you and I started working out, I was hitting at least 3 days a week.
Yes.
That was not what I wanted. I definitely wanted 4.
Yes.
So that is why we're saying you have to quantify it, because you got to be able to measure it and make sure that you're hitting it. Not, I want to drink more water. Well, how much water are you currently drinking?
You can drink 4 glasses of water and be drinking more water.
Yes.
Is that enough water? Still no.
Right.
It's not.
So we've got to put some type of measuring into it. So number 1 is goal mapping. From there, we've got to have number 2, a plan of action.
Plan of action.
And not only a plan of action, but
a plan of action, or a plan of action for when your plan falls apart.
Right.
Because we all know the shit is going to go to hell, right? I'm just going to be real. I just used the dirty words. Yes.
We're going to have to put explicit on this now.
Oh,
So,
goodness.
all right. So, yes, having a plan of action. So, because Heather and I both have crazy schedules and we like to work out together, we have to have a plan of when we are going to work out.
Yes.
So, our plan right now is we try to meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, inevitably something happens.
Always.
All right. couple weeks ago I got sick
Yes.
and we couldn't work out.
Right.
One week I traveled, I left on Thursday and I didn't come home until late on Friday, and then I was
Right.
worn out the rest of the
Yes.
weekend. So what do we do? So if I have to miss a workout, we have to reschedule that somehow,
Absolutely.
right? So when I was sick, we ended up, now that was a special
Yes.
case, all right? We
Yes.
couldn't necessarily reschedule, but we made sure that we planned the next week and had our days in. But when I was traveling, we had to scooch one of the workouts back a day. So we actually met on a Thursday
Right.
when we
At a different
didn't
time.
normally.
Yes.
Yes. So that is mapping out. You've got to look at your goals, and then you've got to have that plan of action. What are you going to do to make sure that you're getting those goals in? So for your running,
Yes.
you've got those goals to help you get to that 50K long-term goal.
Yes,
but
I
what's
do.
your plan of action? What are you currently doing now with your running to make sure that you're working towards the goals?
Well, actually, what I'm doing right now is more strength training.
Yeah.
Right? So I have learned that you can run all day long and that will not help you really be a better runner. You've got to train your muscles because they're the ones that are doing the work and they're the ones that are the support system and, to help that drive. So you've got to make sure that you are helping yourself reach your goal. And that needs to be a part of your plan of action. So hitting those 4 days a week has helped my running. And as time gets closer, I will start running more, longer distances, time-wise, and that sort of stuff. But I will also continue to increase my strength training.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. And once you get that plan of action mapped out, now you're really going to have to work on your mindset about being uncomfortable.
Oh, uncomfortable.
This is a great topic.
Yes.
When it comes to changing anything in your life, you're going to have to deal with some discomfort. And you
Yes.
have to be mentally ready for that. And you have to have that positive mindset that
Right.
you are going to do this and work through the obstacles and being uncomfortable.
Right.
So there are going to be challenges. Anytime you want to change yourself, if there's not a challenge, there's no change
There's
that's
no
going to
change.
happen.
No.
So what is the definition of
insanity?
insanity?
Oh.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. It doesn't happen.
No.
So if I go and I just hit the gym 3 times a week and I do the exact same workout with the exact same weights and I never change the reps or the sets or the amount of weight that I'm lifting and I keep the rest the same between the tempo the same, all of that stuff. It's not going to lead to any change in my body. I have to be uncomfortable.
Yes.
And so when Heather and I are working out together, it's really funny because I have spent probably the last, I tore my ACL in 2017. So I think I stopped training. I had a trainer friend that I trained with for a really long time just for accountability and motivation. So I think I stopped training with him around probably 2015, 2016. So look at that. I've trained alone for like 7 years. So Heather's come on and she's started working out with me recently, and she'll go and we will load the weights on and then I'll be like, you're going to do extra here? And in my mind, I'm like, Amber, you need to do it, right? But had I been left to my own devices, I would have just gone at that same weight, right?
Yes.
So I have been uncomfortable a couple of times when we've been working out because I'm like, this is not the weight I would have chosen for myself, but I'm going to do it. And not that we have to do the same weight, but on a lot of the things we are similar strength-wise. So we do the same weight. Some things we don't, and that's okay. We just change it out. But I have to be uncomfortable. And there have been a couple of times, just the other day when we had leg day, I was breathing.
I love leg
so
day.
I do too, but I was breathing so heavy. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dying here in this. And I have to be uncomfortable to get that change.
You're fine now, right?
Yeah, I am fine. Yes, I had my massage. So thank you, Donna, for making everything right now. All right. And then the last tip we have is you've got to be mentally strong.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to tell you about whiny butt Amber, that voice in my head. You have got to shut down whiny butt Amber in your head. So I can't tell you, not so much now because I know that Heather is waiting on me. She's my accountability partner. But throughout the 7 years that I was training by myself, I can't tell you how many times I said in my head, I don't want to go. I'm tired. I have a headache. I don't feel like it. I have so much work to do for the training tool. There were so many excuses in there. And I have to, this is what I say. I say, shut up and just freaking go, you big baby. You know, so I'm pretty positive most of the time with myself. But when whiny butt Amber, when whiny butt Amber comes out, I just tell her to shut up. Yes. So you got to shut down that whiny voice in your head. The next thing you have to shut down
is the I can'ts.
Yeah.
Stop saying I can't do this.
Yes.
I am the life breather of being able to turn your I can'ts into I did this.
Yes.
You know, it's just something you got to do. And you can do it. Your body can physically do a lot of things that your mind, again, like I said before, are thinking is impossible.
Yeah. Did you know that our brains are actually wired to protect us?
Absolutely.
And so that's why we have negative talk. That's why your brain goes, oh, you shouldn't do that.
What are you doing?
Yes. Now, there's a difference in your gut telling you not to do something. All right. Listen to that one. But your brain, a lot of times, is made for protection. And so it tries to make us stay in the comfortable zone. So you have got to shut that down. It's going to tell you you can't because it's trying to keep you comfortable and safe. But you got to break out of that safeness sometimes. Right.
And a lot of times I just say to myself, well, let's just see what happens.
I love
that. Even if I can't finish the whole thing, I will start and go, well, if it doesn't work, then I'll just stop.
Yeah.
Right? But most of the time, I would say probably 9 times out of 10, I'm on the other side going, why did I freaking wait so long to try to do this?
Right? And because I made it and I'm strong and I can do it. And you have to be an excuse slayer.
Oh, absolutely.
You absolutely have to. There are going to be so many excuses that come up into that brain of yours. And you've just got to slay them. You have to just talk back with positivity or shut up and let's go. Let's go. Right. You know, so dig deep, get out of your own head and get rid of those excuses. You know what? You are strong. You are able. There are so many things you can do in life. You just got to shut that negative Nelly in your head down.
Right.
And let's level up, y'all.
Yes.
It's
are
time.
You ready? It is time.
Yes. Stop sitting there in that comfortable space. Get out of your comfort zone. Let's go. And if you need help, reach out to us. You know what?
Here.
We have a free goal mapping session.
We do.
That is available for you. I'm going to put a link down in the show notes that if you would like for us to help you through that, we do it via the phone or Zoom. And so you can be anywhere in the world and do a little goal mapping session with us. So we invite you to do that. If you're ready to level up,
let's do it.
Let us help you. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We hope we've given you some motivation. Are you going to level up? Let us know.
All right. Bye.
Bye.